Hey guys, what is up? Welcome to the first episode of Worth the Space, part of a series where I review Xbox Game Pass games and tell you if it's worth space on your hard drive. Today we're diving into Rainworld, a strange and really beautiful but brutally tough survival platformer. Let's see if it's worth the space. When you click play, you're confronted with 3 difficulties: the Survivor, the Hunter, and the Monk. Since this is my first time playing, I chose the Survivor, which you probably will too. Now, while the game has a beautiful intro, you're not here to see that, you're here to find out if the game's good. So I'll show you the key bits, which is sadly our little character falling into the world that we will now get to explore. Now, I don't know if our slug is a real name, but for the sake of this video, I'm going to call him Carl. Now, don't grow too attached, he is going to die a lot. I was not good at this game because it's really tricky at first. I'm immediately greeted with the controls, and I really quickly figure out this is a controller game. You should not play this on keyboard, it's just not comfortable. So I've just swapped to a controller and I decided I'm going to go explore. I've started to get an idea of the controls, and as you can see, the art is beautiful. If you like a game with good art and good sound design, this one is excellent for you. I spend a few minutes walking around, kind of getting an idea of the controls, and to be honest, they're pretty intuitive. There's a good tutorial with that little yellow guy who pops up, and they're not complicated to learn overall. Here is the first introduction of the energy system. These bats are pretty easy to grab, and you have to eat them. They're going to be one of the main food sources for the entire game, and they're a little bit of a pain to catch, but you catch one pretty quick. The other food source is these berries. I have a bit of a nightmare trying to catch these, but overall they're pretty good, and they're not moving, which comes with a lot less risk than the bats. Now here, I really struggled to learn the controls. I think this may have been a bit of a skill issue, so just know I suffered to make this for you. Now, when I did finally make it across, this is the first introduction of rain. The little yellow guy shows you where shelter is, and he leads you towards it, and your screen starts to shake. Now, I do have some footage of what this looks like, and as you can tell, you do not want to be outside when it happens. Now this is a safe place. It's where you hibernate and progress to the next level. It's a really cool system, I really like it, and it means you have to keep travelling outside. Once you wake up and leave your hibernation pod, the whole world is rainy and the art is genuinely beautiful. While this game is really difficult, I have to reinforce that the art is one of the best bits about it. It's just gorgeous and so well designed. Everywhere you can feel the love that was poured into it. So if you like those kind of games, I really have to suggest this one. I then spent some time gathering some food, trying to build some energy, and then I kept hibernating to try and get to next level. I did find this a little tricky, but it's a good practice to learn the movement. Here's probably a good time for me to explain this system. Every time you reach 4 bars of energy, you can go hibernate. This unlocks new areas and new enemies, and then when you die, you go back down a tier. Now, it's kind of like a life system, but it does get more and more difficult, and I don't know if it gets easier. Now, I'm about to travel through this pipe and see my first enemy. This thing is a weird, crocodile-looking thing and has a very interesting mechanic, but is one of the more basic enemies. You'll see him on the first couple tiers, and he'll be pretty much everywhere. I avoid him using the pipe system, which you can see it turns green when the enemy is coming through or near. This is my first chase. As you can see, the weird creature chases me down the pipe, and he keeps following me for a little while. He's pretty easy to avoid in these situations, but it's really interesting. After this, I just went back and hibernated. This is the first introduction of a new enemy. There's quite a few in this game. I only encountered 3 or 4 through this whole trip, but I believe there are many more from the videos I've seen. They're really well designed and really, really hard to defeat. This room has multiple of them. It even has a bigger one. I'm not sure if anything else comes with bigger varieties, but I'm sure it's probably more dangerous than the little ones. Now this is where we meet the first thing that'll kill me. This pink crocodile has different mechanics. It seems smarter, it can climb more, and it really, really hunted me down. And then another one came in and my fate was sealed. I've sped this chase up because it was kind of slow, but as you can see, they really hunted me down. There was nothing I could really do here. And sadly, that's the fate of a lot of deaths of Carl in this run. You just sometimes can't beat them, at least at my skill level. I think as you get further in, you will learn different tricks and how they work, and it's a really cool mechanic. They really feel like alive creatures, which I love. Another thing I really like about this game is the creatures really feel alive. Like I was just saying, they are so well done and their movement is so unnatural but feels so animalistic. They drag you around for a while. It's such a cool world that you really want to know more about, and for a game that's over 8 years old, I believe, it's really well made and very unique. There isn't another game like this I know of. As you can see, I've died and I've just respawned. You respawn at the last place you hibernated in. They're kind of like checkpoints. I'm not sure why my skills didn't go down this time, but maybe it's a first kill mercy. I'm not sure. They do go down in the future though. Just for some proof, here's another clip of me dying to another one of the pink crocodiles and my skills going down. Now, after that, I decided I would go around, explore, and keep repeating the content loop. I kept exploring the map and finding food. The content loop is really good in this game. You start to get quite comfortable with it pretty quickly, and it's overall enjoyable. It doesn't feel too repetitive with the new threats constantly being added, but it stays interesting and fresh. It's very well done. I've sped up this footage so you can see both a new monster and how the pink and green monsters don't get along. One thing about this game is you are not the main character. Carl is not that special. He is prey to almost everything. While you do slowly adapt to the game, everything else is fighting each other as well. You are just one of the animals in the game. And I think that's a really cool feature, and you might like that as well. If you're used to being really strong and powerful, this game is not like that at all, so be prepared for that. So that's it for this review of RainWorld. I say it's worth the space. It's a small game, it was made a while ago, and it's absolutely beautiful. It's really tricky, and I have to recommend it. If you have Xbox Game Pass, it's a no-brainer, and even without Xbox Game Pass, I would recommend trying out this game. It's so unique and so fun, you wouldn't have played anything else like it. So I hope you enjoyed. This is one of my first videos, so if you did, please make sure to like and subscribe. There should be more reviews coming soon, so if you have any more ideas, leave them in the comments. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.